It's been interesting because since your article dropped, I gotta say, it has got all the buzz. If you are on X, if you're on Instagram, TikTok for the young kids, you know that Caitlin Clark is the Time Athlete of the Year. How has your 24 hours been since the articles dropped?
It's been awesome, and just the reaction. Obviously, people so excited not only about women's basketball but about women's sports, and how excited and deserving not only myself but just women's sports as a whole.
Caitlin Clark just made history as the first WNBA player to be named Time Athlete of the Year, but not everyone is celebrating.
Sheryl, I'll start with you. What's your reaction to Caitlin Clark winning Time Magazine Athlete of the Year?
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm curious to know who the other candidates were.
In a twist that's both shocking and predictable, four-time WNBA champion Sheryl Swoopes, now one of Caitlin Clark's biggest critics, had plenty to say about Clark's Time Athlete of the Year win. In this video, we're diving into the controversy, the backlash, and the surprising way Clark is handling it all. She had the perfect chance to fire back, but instead her response left everyone speechless. Here's why it's a masterclass in grace and leadership.
And I've grown up a huge women's sports fan, whether it was basketball, whether it was soccer, whether it was volleyball, you go down the list. Like, I grew up loving it and watching it. So it's pretty special. Like, it doesn't really feel real that I get to be here, but an amazing honor.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark is on top of the world after being named Time Athlete of the Year, but not everyone is celebrating. Enter Sheryl Swoopes, former WNBA star and unexpected critic, stirring up controversy on the Gills Arena podcast.
The fact that that's the very first WNBA player to ever win Time Magazine Athlete of the Year is pretty special. And my question is, like the criteria, is it based off of her performance on the court, which, yeah, she had a great year, or is it more about the impact that she had on the game this season?
Instead of congratulating Clark, Swoopes goes on a rant, questioning how she even won the award. "I'm trying to understand what the criteria is," she says, her skepticism clear. But she doesn't stop there. She starts listing other athletes she believes are more deserving. The whole thing feels like a slow-motion train wreck, leaving fans and analysts confused and asking, what's really going on here?
This is just probably just the impact of the sport, a little bit of it's a little bit of everything, right? So,
yeah, when
you think about athletes of this year,
yeah,
it's her, the swimmer.
What swimmer?
For Olympics.
Katie Ledecky.
Her performance.
Shit, you can put Simone Biles back in there.
You can put her back in there. Probably LeBron from his Olympics.
Looking closer at Swoopes' comments, a pattern starts to emerge. This isn't the first time she's taken shots at Clark. Remember when Clark broke the NCAA scoring record? Swoopes was quick to downplay the achievement, questioning whether it was truly impressive given how much the game has changed since the record was originally set.
But Asia Wilson in there.
That was just basketball.
So that's what I'm saying. Was it just the performance on the court, or
it's global?
Else?
I think it's everything.
Yeah,
it's everything.
What about Aya Wilson? Swoopes asks, leaving everyone in shock. Was this just a slip-up, or is there something deeper at play? Her reaction points to a bigger conflict. It's not just about Clark anymore. This is the old guard versus the new star, tradition clashing with the future of women's basketball. Swoopes, once the face of the sport, now watches from the sidelines as Clark captures the hearts of a new generation.
It just keeps putting a light on the sport for everybody else to eat. And, sometimes, just as athletes, we are competitive by nature. And, we don't like when someone's getting something that we don't think they deserve, right? When we've been in a game.
The basketball world is buzzing. Swoopes, once a role model for young athletes, including a young Caitlin Clark, now comes across as bitter and out of touch. Her comments ignite heated debates on social media, with fans and players taking sides. But here's where it gets interesting. While Swoopes questions Clark's success, Clark's star only rises. Her record-breaking performances and massive fan base speak for themselves. The contrast is striking. One player stuck in the past, the other pushing full speed ahead into the future of women's basketball.
Well, it's been a crazy year. It's hard to think about. Like, I was basically just starting my senior year of college at this time last year. And then I graduated. I missed my college graduation, got drafted here in New York City, basically moved right to Indianapolis and basically start like a whole new chapter of your life instantly. And you don't really have much time to adjust. But lucky enough, I had a really great support system and family around, and I'm from the Midwest. So, didn't take me too long. But this past year has just been amazing.
So, how does Clark handle the unexpected criticism? Does she clap back and escalate the drama, or does she take the high road? Her response to this controversy isn't just about her career. It could shape the future of women's basketball. Get ready, because Clark is about to show everyone exactly what she's made of. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We appreciate you taking the time to watch. Now let's get back to the action.
It's fun to reflect back and think about all the amazing things that I was able to accomplish and the people that I got to do it with. I think that's what's made it so special is I've had my family with me the whole time, my friends, amazing teammates, amazing coaches, and it wouldn't be possible without all of them. So just really fortunate.
Remember when we said Clark was about to show us what she's made of? Well, her response to the Time Award controversy isn't just surprising, it's game-changing. While Swoopes questions her win, Clark stays focused on what she does best, breaking records and winning over fans. But how does she handle the criticism? Does she clap back? No. Instead, she takes the high road, a move that has everyone talking.
The number of Indiana Fever fans I saw and young girls and the way they were lighting up. I mean, you have represented something so special for the sport, but you've drawn eyes to a game that you've always grown up loving. What does that mean to you?
You know, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around because I'm so focused and so competitive, and I love the game. I love playing. I love being in front of the fans. But over the course of probably the last 2.5 years, it's all kind of changed where, you know, it's hard to get a ticket whether we're at home or whether we're on the road.
In her Time interview, Clark doesn't ignore the controversy. She addresses it head-on with a level of maturity that's catching everyone's attention. Her rise to stardom isn't just about talent. It comes with a refreshing sense of self-awareness that sets her apart.
A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then you continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing.
But Clark doesn't stop there. She takes a moment to acknowledge the legends who paved the way for her success. And yes, that includes Sheryl Swoopes. It's a powerful gesture that proves Clark isn't just a phenomenal player. She's a class act off the court, too.
Thoughts on Caitlin Clark saying she wants to use her platform to elevate black women in the WNBA. Have been instrumental, obviously, in building that league to what it is. Huh?
So what's the
Clark's response isn't just about taking the high road. It's a masterclass in handling criticism with grace. Instead of getting caught up in the drama, she flips the narrative, turning a negative situation into something positive. She's not just standing up for herself, she's elevating the entire conversation around women's basketball.
I remember my first WNBA game, one of the best memories of my childhood, and I think very influential in wanting to be a professional basketball player, wanting to be a great person, having those people to look up to and want to be like one day. So I just try to embody that every single day, and I feel like I have good perspective on, like, basketball isn't my everything. Like, yeah, I love it, and I get to do it, and it's given me a lot of really great opportunities, but at the same time, you know, win or loss, I feel like I try to be the same person.
The contrast between Clark's approach and Swoopes' comments couldn't be more obvious. While Swoopes questions and criticizes, Clark chooses to celebrate and uplift. It's a strategy that's not only winning her more fans but also silencing critics in the best way possible. But don't mistake Clark's kindness for weakness. Her words carry weight and her actions speak even louder. She's proving that you don't have to tear others down to build yourself up. In fact, by honoring those who came before her, Clark is cementing her own place in basketball history.
Know how you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms when you have to deal with something that it's really not your problem. Like, I feel like it's them looking in a mirror a little bit, but it still comes down on your shoulders.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career.
As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Clark has transformed what could have been a divisive moment into a unifying one for women's basketball. She's proving that you can be both a fierce competitor on the court and a gracious leader off it.
But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of. And like I said, like, I try to just be real and authentic and, share my truth. And I think that's very easy for me. Like, I'm very comfortable in my own skin. And that's kind of been how it is my entire life.
Clark's win, and Swoopes' reaction, didn't just make headlines, they set the basketball world on fire. Opinions are flying faster than one of Clark's signature three-pointers, and everyone has something to say. Let's break down the reactions. In Clark's corner, she's got a whole squad of supporters. Fans are flooding social media with praise, applauding her grace under pressure while calling out Swoopes for what they see as bitterness. One fan tweeted, "Clark's response shows she's already a legend in the making. Swoopes could learn a thing or two about sportsmanship."
And you'll never be able to make everyone happy. And someone that knows that at the age of 22, like, let's go.
I think I have good perspective on that. And like I said in the article, which turned out amazing, I thought it was great. I said, I feel like one of my best skills is just blocking things out. Like, I don't really, the only opinions I really care about are the people that I love, my teammates, my coaches, the people inside of our locker room, the people that I see every single day. And I know have my best interests at heart too.
So, how will all this drama impact Clark's WNBA future? That's the million-dollar question. Some worry the controversy could add extra pressure next season, while others believe it's only fueling her fire for an even bigger rookie year, maybe even an MVP run. But here's the truth. No matter where you stand on the debate, one thing is undeniable: Clark's impact on the game is massive. WNBA ticket sales are soaring, TV ratings for women's college basketball have hit record highs, and people who never watched women's basketball before are tuning in just to see her play. The numbers don't lie. Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon, and she's changing the game before our eyes.
How would you describe what's next for Caitlin Clark, coming off of a Rookie of the Year, coming off of breaking records? And I mean, there's so much, it seems like there's so much potential. Like, I keep saying you're only 22, but I just wonder how that translates to you, what the future looks like.
So, what does all this mean for women's basketball? Here's where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just about one player or one award anymore. It's about the future of the sport. And that future? It's looking brighter than ever.
I'm just scratching the surface of the things I want to accomplish. And, I'm 22. I'm still figuring out life. I'm still figuring out where everything's going to go. And, I love basketball, and basketball has brought me so many amazing things, and that will continue to be probably my first passion and everything that I enjoy. And hopefully once basketball ends, I can still find things that I'm really passionate about and can do. Hopefully be an owner of a sports team one day, or open a restaurant. I don't know. Something fun. A little less stressful, maybe. Maybe a coffee shop or something. I don't know.
Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year win isn't just a personal milestone. It's a game changer for women's basketball. Despite the controversy, Clark's grace under pressure proves she's more than just a scorer. She's a leader reshaping the sport both on and off the court. Her impact goes beyond stats. She's drawing in new fans, boosting ticket sales, and inspiring the next generation of players. By handling criticism with class, Clark sets a powerful example for athletes everywhere. We're not just watching basketball, we're witnessing a revolution in real time. Her rise signals a new era where women's sports finally get the spotlight they deserve. The game will never be the same, and that's something worth celebrating. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.